days my eyes slam themselves open, the same way that a red blotch on a torn canvas screams in shrieking shades that the human eyes are just not accustomed to hear. Some days my breath sounds a lot like a worn-out engine of a really rusty car, coughing and wheezing its way through the road, surrounded by fired-up Ferraris, confined by smoke, trapped in a halo of its own exhaustion that's apparently invisible to everyone else. Some days my mouth feels pretty comfortable with the language of apologies. It takes "I'm sorry" as an anthem. It takes silence as a mantra. My tongue resides at the back of my mind, knitting threads of scrapped out thoughts and then leaving them half completed, barely done, never really finished. Some days I'm never done with breathing my greatness down and shaking my anger up. Some days I'm tired. See, some days I just really feel like shit. On these days, I'm too tired to make that sound beautiful, too worn out to turn it into a metaphor, too drained to find the poetry as what a meaning in every spot, in every crease, in every single thing that I don't ever dare to say. Some days are pointless and overanalyzed like a song with too much lyrics, too many voices, too many chords strumming and screaming at the same exact time, and none of them is heard at all. Just becomes really loud and excruciatingly painful noise. My eyes feel so overwhelmed by the light they find in this world, they would rather see none of it. They would rather drown in everything than focus on one thing and know what to say about it. Some days I look at the mirror and I don't know what to say about it. Some days I look at people, at things, at the sky, at the ground, or even out of my window, and I don't know whether to call it beautiful, or angry, or ugly, or breathtaking, or magical, or even know what it is. You see, some days I look at the reflection and I don't know whether to call it beautiful, or ugly, or breathtaking, or magical, or strong, or weak, or even possibly functional. Some days are just so heavy and extremely blurry. My body becomes a hefty boulder. My knees start crumbling from all the weight they were never strong enough to lift. On these days I find it the hardest to remind myself that I am not made of stone. You don't get it. There are days that feel like I'm walking through Holocaust, where I am a tornado of assumptions that I created about myself. There are nights that I spent identifying with a volcano that's only trying to stop expand my back towards the core. There are hour-long minutes that I spend with my head buried down under the sand of my own insecurities, when breathing became the hardest of things to do, because who the fuck can breathe when they're buried beneath sand? Days where I am a walking anxiety attack and everything is a trigger. On these days, I find it hard to remind myself of pink skies, or smiling crowds, or even hugs that can make you feel like you might actually mean something. Today I woke up and my body was still the same hefty boulder that I'm becoming used to being these days. I woke up feeling a lot like a burned blotch of red paint that was splashed and splattered all over a tiny canvas that was too thin to hold it all in, so it started seeping and dropping scarlet and mahogany all over the floor, and I found myself looking at the whole scene and thinking, well, I don't really know what to do with that mess. My morning was like a possibly good melody being played on an untuned guitar. My conversations, a decent movie plot with horrible directing. My ambition was a heavenly flavored cup of tea that was left for too long and is now way too cold to drink. You see, today I woke up feeling like something is definitely wrong. Like everything is just so much heavier than I'd like it to be. So I asked my eyelids not to droop too heavily on me. I went in front of the mirror, and for a second I didn't really care whether I could say something about my reflection or not. I just looked at my arms, at my thighs, at my calves, at my abdomens, and every single part of me that could possibly have a muscle, especially my heart, and I told them they have to get ready, because today is just another day where everything feels heavy. But that just means that we have a lot of weightlifting to do.